What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex. In this video, I want to talk about Ubisoft's big move of the day. Turns out they're focusing, which isn't all that surprising, on their really big franchises, right? They're kind of doing like a spin-off type situation, and they're getting a lot of money from Tencent. That's kind of the long and short of it. So they're making a subsidiary that is basically moving some of their biggest franchises, and again, this is the non-surprising part, right? Taking Assassin's Creed, taking Far Cry, and taking Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and they're basically spinning this off into, kind of a spin-off type company, and they are getting roughly $1.25 billion from Tencent, which I believe gives them a 25% stake in this spin-off. Okay, now what's interesting about this, just from like a technical and financial type side, this would actually be like percentage-wise, this is worth more, I think, than just Ubisoft at not like the 1.25, but if Tencent were to go like all in, they're really, I think actually this is kind of a smart way that Ubisoft is doing it, because they're taking their IP and they're spinning that off into more profits, because these IPs put into this spin-off company that's getting the money from Tencent, if they were to give them like all the money, become like a majority stakeholder, they would make more than if they just like outright sold. So I will actually say, I feel, and this is just like, look, I'm sitting here in the corner of my living room making videos. I'm not a financial expert, but I feel like short term and, just kind of grabbing up like $1 billion easy dollars and focusing on the franchises that you are going to focus on anyway, I kind of feel like it's a smart move. Now, okay, what does it mean for like other things? Well, that's actually kind of where it scares me, right? Because what Ubisoft is really doing, right, is saying, okay, these are the franchises that make us the most money. These are the franchises that actually kind of define us, right? And it's like, okay, who wants a stake in it? Give us some money, and then you can have kind of part of the profits. And this is really going to be where we focus and where we push going forward. Now, they do say like they're going to still focus on other things, and they actually stress single player, which is an interesting one. We do know, though, based off past statements from Ubisoft, like they're still all in on the live service type things. And when you think about Rainbow Six, you think about X Defiant, which, well, like they tried with that one, right? But so they're definitely going to still do other things, but that's another positive. I guess the biggest negative would really be, what do you do to the other franchises? Because, again, this is kind of saying the quiet part out loud. These are the franchises that define Ubisoft. And when you think about Prince of Persia, again, good try, and I actually really loved it, The Lost Crown, right? But, okay, you have the Sands of Time coming, but is there a future for Prince of Persia? Is there a future for Watch Dogs? Like, you ever going to bring that one back? Is this, like, really kissing goodbye Beyond Good and Evil? Again, I just feel like this is the new priority, right? It's kind of making like a spin, almost making like a third or fourth YouTube channel, and then saying that's your personal favorite, and then you're not going to focus on anything else. You can only put so much attention towards so many things, and the companies that are making, or the studios that are making these franchises, making these games, they're now part of this spin-off, right? So I think to a lot of this, nothing really changes. They're still going to make like 10 Assassin's Creeds, and all of this stuff is still going to happen. It's just the focus is very much here. They're getting the extra funding that might help them stay above water. Maybe they don't have to sell. If I feel like eventually they're gonna have to. But we keep talking about it. Like, Ubisoft has made a series of mistakes, and even if Shadows does really well, which we know it's reached 3 million players. We don't know how many sales. We don't know how much money it's gonna rake in. But also, Assassin's Creed Shadows can't save Ubisoft for like 4 years of bad decisions, right? And it's probably actually longer than 4 years, but that's the situation. So things were gonna have to change anyway. This is also something that they didn't just like figure out today, by the way, right? Like, I think there's people online trying to make the case about Shadows, like Shadows or hate Shadows. I don't think it has anything to do with this, right? Like, maybe it helps inflate the price a little bit, but ultimately this was gonna happen. You don't start these discussions yesterday, right? You've done this for weeks, if not months in advance. So we'll see what changes. Again, in my personal opinion, it's probably just continued no focus, on the non-pillars of Ubisoft. The things that they're already not focusing on, don't expect them to focus on. That's what I think is going to happen. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure, as always, you're subscribed to the channel, bell icon turned on, and I hope to see you all on the next one.